Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Thoughtful Leaders. In today's episode, we have with us Professor T. Geetha, the Associate Professor at Janki Devi Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. So I would like to begin this session by enlightening our audience with a brief introduction of yours. Dr. T. Geetha is an Associate Professor in Finance at Janki Devi Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, SNDT Women's University in Mumbai. She has won the gold medal at MCOM in her business finance and MPhil programs from Pondicherry University. She is a graduate of the Institute of Cost and Work Accounts of India. She has completed her PhD from IIT Bombay and has also qualified the UGC NET in management. Her research interests are in the areas of corporate finance, banking, capital markets, insurance, and mutual funds. Dr. Geetha has a vast experience of 22 years in teaching and research. She is a member of the editorial review board of few journals in finance. She was awarded the Best Professor in Financial Management at the 23rd Business School Affair and Devang Mehta National Education Awards presented by the Hindustan Unilever Limited on 28 November 2015, and an award for outstanding contribution to education presented by Hindustan Unilever Limited at the 25th Business School Affair and Devang Mehta National Education Awards on 25th November 2017. We are really happy to have you, madam.
Thank you so much. And I am pleased to join you all. I thank you for this opportunity so that we can reach more students and parents. I think College Dunia is doing a wonderful service, giving so much input for parents and students so that they select the best institute, and I'm ready here to share about JDBIS.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So beginning with the interview, my first question for the day is, you have been associated with the education industry for so long. What keeps you connected with the education sector, and how has been your experience so far with the institute?
Well, yes, Aditya. As you said, I've been associated with education for at least 22 years now, and with JDBIS since 2001. I think what keeps me connected with the education sector is the value systems in the institute and the university as a whole. So I will stress about the environment, the culture, and the value systems that prevail in SNDT Women's University is very strong, which has made me stay with the institute. The second thing is, there are many factors which help people who are serving an organization to stay connected. The second factor is the students themselves. I think the students are from varied backgrounds. They come from diverse backgrounds like students from engineering, pharmacy, English literature, home science, and that's the beauty of MBA or an MMS course, I think. It embraces all the faculty and gives an opportunity for all students to pursue an MBA. And this diversity in students has made lots of sharing their experiences and knowledge in various sectors which can blend with finance. I think that learning from students also has kept me connected with this sector for so long. And the third reason might be the support from the institution as well as from the family. This is an important factor, particularly for the women. Okay, for a woman, career is considered as secondary. Family comes first. But for a man, I think career comes first. So in that case, I think if a woman is supported by the institution where she works as well as the family, it takes a long way to go for a lady. So I think that way, all these factors, the institution, their value systems, the students, the environment, everything has helped me stay connected with this sector. And going to the second question of yours, the second question is on how
has been your experience so far with the institute?
Yes, okay. Yeah, experience with the institute comes without saying, say, the first question itself, I've said all these factors have contributed to me staying connected with this sector. So as far as the experience goes, it's been very enriching. An enriching experience and an amazing experience with students. Okay, so I would like to add here that JDVMS is not a standalone management institution. It's a university department. It's the University Department of SNDT Women's University. So when you enter the campus, it's not just JDVMS. You have the engineering college, you have the home science, you have the pharmacy college, polytechnic, and the interaction with all these students is itself very wonderful. And as a faculty, I get to interact with other department colleagues, might be for organizing conferences, because there are many UGC funded seminars happening, which are in collaboration with other departments. So I think it's enriching for me to work in collaboration with other departments of the university as well. And that way, even our students get an opportunity to mix with other students. So I think the enriching overall has been very enriching and amazing, Aditya.
Yes, ma'am. So moving ahead to the next question. Being the associate professor here at Janki Devi Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students and the institute?
So as far as the responsibilities comes, my first and foremost responsibility is to teach. Okay, so lecturing has been my first responsibility, but to this adds n number of responsibilities. And my first responsibility, in addition to teaching, is being a hostel mentor. Okay, so we have a hostel for the MMS and the MBA students, which can, the seat allocated for management students is around 10. Roughly, we have 10 seats available, and it's allocated based on merit. Okay, so merit based and according to the category also, as specified by the Government of India, we have seats allocated to students. Now, I've been the hostel mentor for these students, and that's a very crucial role that I play here, because these girl students are far away from the parents, and parents always have an apprehension. I'm sending a girl to Bombay, how safe she will be, how secure she will be. And I think in this regard, SNDT does a wonderful job. Women students joining here are safe, and as far as the hostel goes, its facilities are good. There's Wi-Fi connectivity even in the hostel, and food facility is also good. So that's the first role that I play as a hostel mentor. The second role that I play is the exam coordinator. As an exam coordinator, I am responsible for all the exams conducted in JDVMS. So here again, we are very strict, and students are not allowed to copy, and there are committees of unfair means which take strict actions in case if they are found copying. But touch wood, our girl students are very good and very sincere, I say, honest. So we do not have much of these cases. The third role which I play is the member of Board of Studies, where I participate in curriculum development and other roles like specialization clubs. We have a specialization club, that is the finance specialization club, marketing specialization club, HR club, and the operations club. So I am the faculty coordinator for the finance specialization club, where students undertake activities related to finance, and it's a student-driven club. Means the students themselves organize and conduct it. I just oversee these activities. One important activity conducted here is Sellathon. And here the students bring out their talents of making a product by themselves and selling, or buying and selling and making returns. And then we choose the a student who has earned higher profits or higher return on investments. So on these two categories, we give prizes to students as to who has invested less and earned more. So at the beginning of the event only, we collect how much money they have invested in putting up the stall and also in making the product and bringing it for sale. And then we take the revenues depending on the tokens sold, and we find out which stall has made the highest ROI. The recent addition to this is the stall pick. Similar to stock pick, we have stall pick, where people, whoever visit the stalls, give their rating on which stall they find is good, attractive, in terms of pricing the product or in terms of marketing the product, in case of taste of the food items or quality of the items brought, etc. And another award is given for the best stall in terms of stall pick. Okay, so that is the finance club activity which I do, and other work as and when the university gives, I am there to help them in other work that the university assigns time to time. So that is also done. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So let's move to the third question for the day. What are the factors that make JDBIMS the best for students to opt?
Okay. Yes. Every student and parent look forward for this question as to what do they get in return. Okay. I must vouch that we have a very good quality and committed teachers, both permanent as well as visiting faculty. We have huge number of visiting faculty as well who are all from industry, and they are really dedicated. They are dedicated and they impart good education, relevant education, which is because of their industry exposure. And even the permanent teaching staff are all well qualified, and from the feedbacks we get from students, I think the feedbacks are also good. So that is the first and foremost. The second is the facilities, the library and teaching and learning resources. The central library is there in Juhu campus, which is very well equipped with both online resources as well as offline. Okay, the university has subscribed for ProQuest database, Sage journals, and so many other like even statistical packages. Okay, so many data is available which a student can get access to and learn. So I think these are, and even good Wi-Fi connectivity, etc. So I think these are best things which JDBIMS offers, apart from placements as well. And MMS students, MBA students also look for placements. So the placement cell is also operating, which guides them in the final as well as in the summer placement.
Okay, ma'am. So my next question to you is, how does the curriculum here at the institute ensure that the students are being prepared for the future?
Yes, things are changing constantly and we have to keep updating to what we give our students. The first and foremost, what we see is AICTE model curriculum. So that's been checked consistently, and whatever is the changes AICTE is suggesting for us, we bring in the changes in the curriculum. So even the last revised was in the academic year 2018-19. So you can see how updated our curriculum is, and it is exactly in line with what AICTE wants. Okay, so that way I think JDBIMS updates itself to what the current needs are. We also track the industry requirements, and say for example, we often come to find that data analytics or analytics in the finance world using MS Excel or other softwares are the most required. So in this aspect, we have even additional courses being offered to students on advanced Excel or business analytics And this is not mandatory or compulsory for every student. A student who is interested can enroll. Okay, there is charges for that. So additional charges may be made to the student, and can enroll for these courses so that she stays tuned with the requirements of the market. The only thing is, these are a little advanced course which everyone may not take it. So takers who are interested can go ahead, and this way JDBIMS is up to date with the requirements of the industry.
Okay, ma'am. So moving ahead to the next question. So what are the types of projects that the students are working on here in the institute?
Okay. I think it's the projects which make the students very engaging. They are always occupied with a number of projects. Now we have around 8 subjects taught or 8 courses taught in every semester. And every course has a project, not only one, it can be one, many. Now, apart from these individual projects of the courses, which the individual teacher assigns, we have many more projects, okay? Now, the first and foremost project is the summer internship project, which a student does with an industry. It's during the months of May and June. As soon as their second semester exam gets over, so they are placed in any company. It can be either through the campus or it can be on their own. So the summer internship project plays an important role, and the student is completely transformed when she enters the second year. She has gained ample amount of experience in working in these 2 companies, also applying the theoretical knowledge which she has studied in the first and second year. So I think that's the first internship that the student undergoes, summer internship project. The second project that we offer is the sectoral specialization. This is a very niche project of SNDT Women's University, JDBIMS. In this sectoral specialization, the student is given an opportunity to select a sector of her own, whichever interests her. Now, a marketing student, once she chooses MBA marketing specialization in the second year, she does not get an opportunity to study finance. So if she is interested, she can take a sectoral specialization in banking sector or in mutual fund sector. So instead of, we do not offer dual specialization. So this opens an avenue for a student to master a specialization in a finance sector, even if she is specializing in HR or marketing. Okay. So this sectoral specialization has enough number of sectors listed, and we have one category as any other. So even if there are many upcoming sectors, some of the students have done something on cryptocurrency. Okay, so that's not listed. But as and when the sectors evolve, fintech, we never heard of fintech some 20, 25 years back, but it's upcoming. Okay, so a student who is interested in these sectors can choose and do a project in this. This is something very different that the student enjoys because it is their cup of tea. They are going to choose what they want to learn ahead and specialize in. Okay, so that's the sectoral specialization project, which they do in the 3rd semester. That's the second project that they do. The third one, even more interesting, is the entrepreneurship project. Okay, so we have a course on entrepreneurship. I think my connection is unstable. So in the entrepreneurship project, the students are asked to imagine about setting a project, and they have to prepare business plans and submit, and they are evaluated. That's the third project that we have in JDBIMS. The fourth and even more important project is the ethics project. So this business ethics project is stressed upon because of many unethical issues that are happening, not only in financial sector, but in every sector. Okay, it's not only financial sector or education sector, to be more specific. So across sectors, there are unethical issues, and a student can take up an unethical issues and prepare a project as to how it happened and how it came to light and what are the learnings. So the important criteria in a business ethics project is that what have they learned from that unethical issue. So this actually paves a way for a student to learn what to avoid, what fraudulent activities to be avoided, so that they can contribute in a better way, not only to their organization, but also to the society as a whole. So that's another important project that we have. And then there are smaller projects like industrial visit project. If a student takes up industrial visits, they go even to other states, visit companies. They have to come back and write reports on that and share their experiences. So broadly speaking, I think these are the 4 major projects apart from the small projects which every teacher gives. That is the summer project, the sectoral project, the entrepreneurship project, ethics project, and the one important more which I left out is the year-long research project. We call it as the YLP, year-long project, or the research-based project, where this is more research-oriented. The student collects data either from primary sources or secondary sources and analyzes the data using various statistical softwares available and interprets and writes a report. This is very crucial for placement purpose, because anytime an interview happens for final placements, the question is what is the project they have done, and the research project carries lots of weightage. So especially in finance, we focus on secondary data. It's a time series data analysis, and we teach students on using statistical package for social sciences, that is SPSS, or eViews, or even Excel, MS Excel. So they can use either of these softwares to analyze the data, interpret, and present it. So that's also an important project. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So my next question to you is, what are the upcoming trends in the field of finance? And do you see any particular changes post this COVID-19 period?
Yes, there will be changes. There are changes and there will be changes. I think the upcoming sectors will be more focused on data analytics, artificial intelligence, more requirement for fintech companies. We have seen that data has played an important role. Okay, it has been for many years. Okay, for many years we've been collecting data, analyzing, and using it for decision making. That's been there. I just wanted to share an experience of mine as an MPhil student. Okay, I have collected data visiting the Institute of Financial Management and Research, IFMR in Chennai, from Pondicherry University. Personally, we visit, take the past newspapers and collect data. It was handwritten, but that's not the case nowadays. Nowadays, what is happening is we are at the click of the mouse getting the data. Okay, and so much data is available for everyone, publicly available. So it is for us to use this data, analyze, and take important, crucial decisions based on this. So I think data analytics is very important. Now, to analyze data, you have to use software. Okay, so this analytical software companies are also gaining importance. I remember as a research student, I used to just use an FX100 calculator for calculating regression. After 3 years, when I joined the MPhil program, I started using SPSS in DOS environment. We used to type regress, correl to find out the regression or correlation. Now you see that SPSS is in Windows environment. At a click of the mouse, you get the regression results. Okay, so analytical tools are also there, which is bringing in major changes. So you have on one side the data collecting agencies. Okay, so there are so many data sources available now in the website. So that's upcoming, and analytical tools are upcoming, and artificial intelligence. Yes, even in finance, taking investment decisions, okay, was only done by human beings. Okay, artificial intelligence may be applied even in education sector or hospital sector. hospitals. In finance, yes, investment decisions which were made manually by individuals, fund managers, might be in future made by machines. Okay. The machine might be collecting so much of data on past investments and how investment portfolio changed because of certain events. And they then say, for example, COVID-19, the investment portfolio has changed. Okay. People have shifted more to pharma sector. The fund managers have started investing in pharma sector. Or certain sectors have seen a decline for a few months, like construction sector. Okay. Energy sectors were on the increase post-COVID. So can a machine replicate these investment decisions? So that also research is going on. Many times what happens as a finance faculty, I may not know what developments are happening, but changes will be there. Okay, changes post-COVID will be there in the finance sector, and a student is expected to be up to date. Okay, so I think a finance student will also be expected to be good in numbers and analytical skills so that they shine in this field. Yes,
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So my next question to you is, what are the benefits and the career options for students after pursuing from the institute?
Yeah, as every other institute offers, the placements is corporate placements, either on the campus or out of campus. On their own also they search jobs. But campuses which, the organizations which have approached us include ICICI, Barclays, IDBI, CRISIL. Okay, all these institutions have hired us students. CRISIL has hired our students for as a research analyst role. ICICI Bank, both in marketing as well as their credit departments. Okay, and students have come back and informed us that they are happy. So that's about the corporate placements that are happening. But many times students apply on their own and they are absorbed. They do get jobs and they are placed. The second avenue where the students go for is teaching and research. Okay, there are students who are pursuing higher studies in Canada. Most of them have gone to Canada, and few in US, and even research for higher studies in India itself, and they get into teaching. Okay, there are these are some openings for students of JDBMS after their post-graduation in JDBMS. Few of them have turned to be entrepreneurs, since we motivate them to be entrepreneurs, and they have good contacts with mentors from industries. They have also been shining in their entrepreneur role, be it travel and tourism or event managers, etc. So I think JDBMS offers them a wide platform for their future. And ultimately, it's happiness that matters, and either be in corporate or in teaching or in entrepreneurship role, they're all excelling well. I'm proud of these students.
Okay, ma'am. So my next question to you is, what do you see as the greatest strength for JDBMS and how they can be enhanced?
Greatest strength, I will say, is the teachers, committed teachers, both permanent as well as from industry. Okay, they are dedicated. And the second is the teaching and learning resources that the institute and the university has. Okay, so we have good Wi-Fi connectivity, lots of databases, all subscribed by the university. Okay, so the UGC has funded and the library has enough resources. It is for the students and the teachers to use these resources for their learning purpose. Okay, and we do use them even now, even in the post-COVID era. Okay, we have the database username and passwords given. So from home, I can access the database of ProQuest or Sage journals or EPW, okay, or any other statistical journals. So I think the teaching learning resources are plenty, and this is the strength of the institution. And to enhance this, I think more focus on acquiring few more databases so as to enhance our learning will be strengthening JDBIMS ahead. Okay, ultimately it's knowledge. Education is knowledge-based industry, and the more and more you read, learn, acquire knowledge, I think the confidence of the student builds. And if the student is confident, I think she can face this corporate world in a more challenging way.
Okay, ma'am. So let me ask final question for the day. What valuable advice would you like to give to the students for them to have a prosperous career ahead?
For a prosperous career, I think the students should be hardworking, updating themselves, reading a lot, okay, consistently giving results. I've always told my students that hard work and honesty leads to happiness. Okay? We stress on integrity. You have to be honest if you want to move up the ladder. Okay? So honesty is the first thing that we stress upon. Ethical behavior, disciplined behavior is important. The second thing is hard work. However intelligent you are, if you do not work hard, I think it will not take you anywhere. Okay, so intelligence is important, but apart from intelligence, I think it's consistent hard work. And this hard work and honesty is going to lead to happiness. Especially for female students, okay, we JDBIMS only enrolls women graduates, okay. The specific advice that I always give my women graduates is that they should not give up, because when a girl joins a job, she will have so many hurdles to give up the job. It may be a marriage or a child coming into the family, okay, many things. But the student, the female student, I think should not give up. Sometimes there may not be promotions coming in, okay. She can take a break or she can forgo a promotion. I think even women should be happy with it. That is my advice, because this is coming from my own personal experience. That even if she faces some obstacle, she should not give up. She can either take a break and go back to the industry or continue part-time. So the single most advice which I give girl students is that do not give up. Everyone is there to support. Okay, the entire world is ready to support ladies, women on board of the companies. Okay, they have ample amount of chances, and I think the whole world is supporting them, including men. We have to take that. So my final advice is to the students of JDBIMS is that work honestly, work hard, consistently, and reap the results. Never give up.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was
Thank you, Aditya.
It was certainly an insightful session.
Thank you so much. Thanks for giving us the opportunity. I want to convey to all students and parents. I hope they will have an enriching learning in JDBIMS SNDT Women's University. Thank you so much, Aditya, for this opportunity. And thanks to College Dunia as well.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.